Hello, Sanford. You are listening to Sanford Sports Radio. My name is Jonathan West, and it's Conference Championship Week, folks, as the Sanford College Coyotes will host the Northern Illinois Huskies in the MAC Conference Championship. The rivalry continues this time in the championship for the second time. But some big news on the recruiting front. Carlos Hunter and Adam Gillette are expected in the offseason to sign with Sanford. They're expected, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but there is an expectation for those two to commit to Sanford. Now, there were some commitments in Week 15 during the bye week. Kevin Collier and Dwayne Jones-Carter. Two pretty big players that I don't think Sanford entirely anticipated to sign here before the offseason hit. Kevin Collier, a middle linebacker, really helped shore up that position depth-wise. And Dwayne Jones-Carter brings an extra amount of speed now to that running back position. It's going to be fun to watch, to say the least. He's much more of a receiving back out of the backfield. Expect for him, if he does not get the red shirt, to be a guy who sees a lot of time when they want to throw to the running backs. Just keep that in mind with Dwayne Jones-Carter. We'll probably be seeing a lot of him, maybe not next season, but the season after in the passing game, or at least I would assume so. Let's take a look at the bowl projections before we get talking about anything else. Right now, the projection is for Sanford to play Oklahoma in the Fiesta Bowl. That would be quite the fun rematch to watch. But players of the week for Week 14 were Flash Gibson with his 2 interceptions against Western Michigan, which is great to see from the young junior, and quarterback of Bowling Green, Elijah Cunningham. He had a big game against Toledo in their W, a close one, 31-30. But now let's talk about some big news. Otis Griffin not winning 1 but 2 awards. The Bednarik and the Best Linebacker Award. This shocked everyone at Sanford, including Otis Griffin himself. He did not expect to win those awards, let alone even be up for them. So extremely proud here from everyone here, not only at Sanford Sports Radio, but I'm sure everyone at Sanford from the athletics department. Extremely proud of Otis Griffin, the senior, getting what he rightfully deserves and the respect of being not only the best linebacker, but winning the Bednarik as well this season. Sanford, of course, number 1 in the MAC this year, 11-1 total record, 8-0 in conference. They got one more game in conference coming up, of course, Northern Illinois, and it seems far too fitting that those two face off in what could be the last year for Sanford in the MAC. And you're probably wondering, folks, why I say that. Well, that's because there have been calls coming in from other conferences to try and persuade Sanford to move, whether it be this offseason or next offseason. We've been hearing a lot from the American Athletics Conference. That's been kind of the big talk for the most part, and especially with quarterback Tanner Patrick talking about possibly going home to face Cincinnati his senior year. He's extremely excited about that being a possibility. Another conference that has called a lot, the ACC, a little surprising to hear them call. They've called once or twice in the past week, not a lot. Another one that's called a numerous amount of times, about 4 or 5, is the Big Ten. And that was arguably the biggest shock for Sanford to hear the Big Ten come calling for Sanford College. So there is an opportunity for Sanford to possibly move out of the MAC this coming offseason. Maybe next year we're talking about UConn and Sanford, the rivalry game being in conference. Think about that. There are some big things that could be on the move for Sanford College this next coming year. But we'll have to wait for that because it's not about that this week. It's not about the future of Sanford. It's about now and the MAC championship. The last time these two teams met in this game, NIU took it. This time, it's a 10-1, 11-1 Sanford team running a 10-game winning streak. You heard me right, folks, 10 games. Kirk Herbstreit has taken the Coyotes to win, and who can blame them? They are arguably the hottest team in football right now. They're coming off a big win on Senior Day against Western Michigan. Everything screams Sanford football going into this MAC title game. Now, there have been a lot of questions on if they're going to choke on the big stage, but there are a lot of juniors and a lot of seniors on this team. I don't think the bright lights of the MAC championship is really going to affect them all that much. Now, the bowl game could be a totally different question because as of right now, it looks like they're getting a BCS bowl. They're getting a huge game that no one thought they'd be in. Of course, the projection again, right now, the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl in a rematch against Oklahoma. They didn't put a point on the board against Oklahoma a year ago. There's an opportunity there for Sanford. I don't know how that's going to go come bowl week. We'll have to wait and see for that. That is a totally different thing to talk about. But it has been a huge season for Sanford. Tanner Patrick has had arguably his most efficient season, even with a 19-20 touchdown interception ratio. He has looked like a better quarterback. He's got one more year here if he does not elect to go to the draft. And of course, the biggest name to talk about is Joe Irvin on that defensive side. And he has hit 11 sacks on the season, hitting a Sanford school record. But we'll see how that works out. They're up against Martin Jamison, who they played earlier this year, and he is a scrambling quarterback. He can use those legs, and that's going to be something to watch. A key component, though, is they will be without Jake White. Northern Illinois doesn't have a lot of depth at running back behind their top two guys, and both White and his backup are not 100%. Tony Freeman, the freshman, will possibly not play. He is a question mark right now, which means they'll be on their third running back, which means things may be more so in the hands of Jamison than they would like. Chris Gates, the redshirt freshman, may be the guy that Sanford sees, and he is not Jake White. He is not Tony Freeman. He is an entirely different back and does not have their skill set. So it's going to be a fun situation to watch come the running backs of NIU. Now, of course, we always like to talk about the middle linebacker when they're the face of the defense, and Antonio Jones-Davis knows Tanner Patrick quite well, having intercepted him in their first meeting this year. I'm sure that Patrick wants to forget about that, and he can make do of that by not throwing it to Davis this time around. Jacob Fields, the strong safety, will be the man to watch in that secondary more so than anybody. He's had a solid season. But it's, as they said in the articles you might have seen, it's for all the marbles for Sanford. Their streak is on the line and a chance to get some vengeance for the last MAC championship they were in. This could be the first and maybe only MAC title that Sanford holds here before they move to a bigger conference if the rumors of all these calls are true. I've been Jonathan West. This has been the Howler, folks, and we will see you this weekend for the conference championship, for the MAC championship, and for an opportunity to watch Sanford walk out holding up a trophy. Hello, Sanford. You are listening to Sanford Sports Radio. My name is Jonathan West, and it is time for your Sanford College Coyotes to face the Northern Illinois Huskies in the MAC Conference Championship. Now, this is huge. The last time these two teams faced off in this situation, the Huskies came out on top. And with all the news circulating around Sanford possibly moving out of the MAC this coming off season, this may be the one and only MAC championship that Sanford can garner. We do not know if their decision has been made, if they have decided to move or not. We'll find out more about that as the offseason gains closer and once it has taken place. But nonetheless, the Huskies and Coyotes renew their feud now in the MAC Conference title game. Earlier in the season, the Huskies fell to the Coyotes, and Sanford's ready to make history repeat itself in the same season and allow for another big Husky defeat. To defeat the Huskies. There, correct myself there as I kind of sounded a little bit off on that one, as we are underway, and Sanford will begin with the football. Patrick Jackson to return it. He's got blocks in front, a nice pancake there, more running room to the 50, past the 40, the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. He outran the last man. Touchdown, Sanford. That's how you start a football game, folks. Patrick Jackson, 90 yards on the kickoff. That is the best start to a football game you can ask for, especially in the MAC Championship. Sanford's come in today ranked number 10 in the nation, and they look to go up the polls with a big win here this week. As we do have a final for you, folks, Tulsa has defeated the rivals to the Coyotes, the Yukon Huskies, 38-24 in the American Athletic Conference Championship. As we're back here in Ford Field, as that is Martin Jamison, who got dragged down by Lewis McMahon, who has had a phenomenal end of the season. He has played out of his mind good. The senior looking very sharp in his last couple games. 2nd and 12, Jamison looks to take off here, and he runs right into Otis Griffin. The senior linebacker doing a ton of damage there on that hit. Was a gain of 4 as it's 3rd and 8. Jamison connects with a wide open Andrew Parchment, and that's going to take him all the way down to the around the 38, as that was a 35-yard reception. Jamison to Parchment. And he's really the biggest weapon that NIU has this week, other than Jamison himself. No Jake White or Tony Freeman, as they are both out of this ball game. As Jamison takes off here, and he fights, but is finally dragged down by Deshaun Hollis. A gain of 9, though, for the Huskies, as Jamison was able to fight the big man off for a while. 2nd and 1, Jamison under center. He'll hand off to Haynes, and that's going to be a first down for Justin Haynes. Gain of 3 on that run. 1st and 10. The option offense more than likely to continue as they pitch it off to Haynes, and he's going to get dragged down after a gain of only 1. This time the Coyotes all over it. 2nd and 9 now. Jamison looks to take off, but he's bottled up immediately. James Bryant, the first man to get there, as the Huskies corralled quickly. Only a gain of 1, maybe only half a yard. 3rd and 8 now. Jamison connects with Haynes, and he finds enough room for the first. It's a gain of 11. Keon Cutler, the man who dragged him down. The seniors really showing up today in what is possibly their last game, as what will be their last game in the MAC Conference. As Parchment hands off and down, as the handoff went to Parchment, it's a 1-yard gain. Otis Griffin fully on top of that one. It will be a gain of around half a yard, maybe a full yard. 2nd and 9. Jamison under center. Haynes the man in motion. They'll go option. Pitch goes out to Haynes, and he is decked. Keon Cutler not going to let Haynes go far. It is a gain of 3, but Cutler laid a big shoulder into him. 3rd and 5. The defense chants are roaring here in Ford's Field. And down goes Jamison. He is bottled up. Deshaun Hollis will collect that sack. However, I'm not sure he's the one who got most of that. They're showing a replay here in the stadium. And I want to say Big Joe got a good chunk of that as well. But nonetheless, they'll give that sack to Deshaun Hollis. As NIU now held to a field goal. Their kicker is out. The kick is up and no good as it's off the mark. Wide right. That'll take us to another update here. The Big Ten Championship underway. 7-0 early. Ohio State over Wisconsin right now. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sanford ball game as we rejoin this game in process. As Sanford now with their their truly first offensive drive of the day. A gain of 1 to start things off for Claude Fleming. On the ground, 2nd and 9 in the I form still. Patrick gonna drop back, rolling out, and he runs right into the arms of an NIU defender. That is going to be a sack by Andrew Austin. As Patrick tried to roll out, I believe he thought he saw he had a hole, but Austin closed that extremely quickly. Third and 9 under center is Tanner Patrick. He'll drop back here. They're setting up the screen for Fleming as he tries to spin away, able to get away from one tackler, but goes down for a loss of 2 as he was plenty corralled by NIU. They were all over that one. That screen never really seemed to have a chance from the get-go, as right off the bat, Austin had a hold of him, couldn't bring him down, but didn't really hurt anything as it was still a loss of 2. And look at this, Sanford going for it on 4th and 11 early, and it's a 10-yard gain by Fleming. He was about half a yard short of getting the first down. I'm not sure what the mindset was to go for it this early, especially where they were, but nonetheless, it's Husky football. 12-yard gain by Parchment as that is a first down through the air here for Northern Illinois. Jamison taking off on the option. He'll pitch out to Haynes here on the new set of downs, and that'll be a gain of 5 down to around the 10-yard line. That fourth down chance may be the end of Sanford here. They may really learn to hate that call, and I'm not sure what the idea behind it was, as Haynes gains nothing on the second down run. Otis Griffin, the man on the tackle. 3rd and 5, Jamison hands off to Haynes. He's bottled up, but he fights for enough for the first. I didn't think he got there, but apparently they're going to give it to him. 1st and goal now as Crawford gets the handoff, and he finds room into the end zone. 7-yard touchdown run off the mini sweep to Daniel Crawford. It's going to be a tie ball game now here. Sanford and NIU tied at 7 as Claude Fleming once again goes backwards on a screen here. A loss of 5 as things are not looking good for the Sanford offense right now. They cannot move forward. And this is just a mistake on Fleming's part. He tries to kind of circle back around after catching the football. That doesn't work out at all. And it brings up a 2nd and 15 situation. He'll go to the ground with Fleming now, and it's going to be a gain of 4 as he's dragged down. 3rd and 11, though, as we will go to the end of the first quarter. It's all tied up at 7 apiece here in Ford Field. 7-7. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sanford Sports Radio. It's 3rd and 11 here for Sanford as Patrick to throw off play action connects with the wrong jersey, as that is Trayshawn Foster who catches that one. It's the first interception for Tanner Patrick today, and that is a tough one. He wanted, I believe that is Lorenzo Newman, unable to connect with him, and it ends up now with more good field position for NIU, but there we go, a big play by Bryant, dragging down Martin Jamison for a loss of 2. That's something this defense needs a lot more of. Stops in the backfield. 2nd and 12 now as Jamison continues with the option, but runs right into the hands of Bryant again. He's all over and another loss. 3rd and 13. Jamison under center. Set up for more options. Jamison drops back though, and that one will fall incomplete. Parchman the intended target as it goes right off his hands. Good coverage by the defenses. 4th and 13 here. Jamison to throw towards the sideline. It's caught by Spencer Tears. 14-yard reception, and it is just enough for the first down. It's a new set of downs and goal. As Jamison tries to take off, but he's dragged down. That's Lewis McMahon on the tackle. The senior corner having a great day today. He made a big tackle earlier. He makes this tackle for loss. He had that good stop there against Parchman, making sure he couldn't hang on to the football. As play action here for Jamison, he checks down to Lee Smith. He goes nowhere. That time it was Otis Griffin on the tackle for loss. 3rd and goal here. Jamison dropping back. He'll throw quick off the mark. That falls incomplete. And that means that NIU has to settle for a field goal. It's a short yardage field goal here. They missed their last. This one is up. And it is good as NIU takes their first lead of the day, 10-7. We do have another update for you folks. This is the Pac-12 Championship. UCLA facing Oregon. 21-14 Oregon currently on top of the Bruins. We're back here in Ford Field as Sanford continues to battle NIU. Clancy taking the kickoff, but loses it. That is Pugh who pulls it off the turf. This is exactly what Sanford didn't need to happen. Early turnovers now an issue. As Jamison takes off here on 1st and 10, it's a 4-yard gain for the Husky quarterback as they have had great field position these last couple drives. 2nd and 6, Jamison takes off, pitch at the last second to Hayes, and he's brought down, but there is a flag. As it's going to be a clipping call on Northern Illinois. That is huge for Sanford. Now that's going to push the Huskies back all the way to 2nd and 21. 2nd and 21 here after the clipping call. Jamison looks to throw. He connects with Gates. That's the 3rd running back on the depth chart, Chris Gates. He's in there because of the injuries to Freeman and, of course, the original back. As Jamison throws here on 3rd and 8. And that is going to fall incomplete as he just threw that one away with the pressure coming at him. They'll have to settle for another field goal as this one's up. And it's off the mark again. This one wide left. That is the 2nd missed field goal of the day for Northern Illinois. 1st and 10 here. Tanner Patrick under center. He's got Fleming to his back, and he's going to give it to Fleming, as that's going to be a gain of 3 for the junior running back. 2nd and 7, just over 4 minutes left here in the first half as Patrick to throw. Good blocking by the offensive line to give him time, but that falls incomplete as it went off the hands of Jermaine Dingle. 3rd and 7 now as Patrick looks to throw. He's going to take off. No, he connects with Jermaine Dingle, and that is a big one. 19-yard connection. Dingle, though, was shaken up after the play. He's gone to the sidelines. Looks to be okay, though. As a gain of 2 here by Claude Fleming on this run. Fleming hoping to have another big day. He's looked good the past couple times these two teams have played, as it's another gain here for Fleming. 3 yards on that carry, averaging 3.8 per carry so far today. As 2nd and 8, it's going to be a quick slant idea. No, Patrick going to take off. Good blocks in front. And that's going to be 15 yards and a first down for Sanford. Tanner Patrick using that athleticism of his. As they're out of the pistol now on the new set of downs, and Patrick's going to take off again. He'll pick up nearly enough for the first, as he'll be just inches short. 2nd and inches now as offset eye. Patrick going to drop back. Looking to throw. Connects with the wrong jersey again. It's Fields this time. We talked about him plenty in the Howler. Jacob Fields, the strong safety, just sits back and plays really just the safety blanket. He plays the last line of defense and hops in front of the route to make the play, as it is now 1st and 10 once again for NIU, as Lee Smith, though, can't go anywhere. It'll be a loss of 2. 2nd and 12, Jamison to throw, but he is taken down. Guess who it is, folks? Lewis McMahon. The senior corner is all over the field today. 3rd and 18, Jamison taking off. He's dragged down. That's Scott Boyd, the redshirt freshman defensive end. As now it's great field position for Sanford after the punt by the Huskies, as they lost a 2 there for Fleming, as Seth Williams was all over that. 2nd and 12. Just under 15 seconds remains here, as that is a catch for Josh Williams, the freshman receiver, with a big catch there, as that puts them in stone field goal range. 1st and 10, they're going to go for it again, as it's another completion to Williams. 15 yards and a big first down. They're now inside the 20, and now I would assume they bring out Jackson Stone for the field goal before half. As Stone is good on his field goal. It's a tie ball game, taking us into halftime. 10-10. It's anybody's ball game right now with these two teams. Stick here to Sanford Sports Radio. We'll be back with the second half after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sanford Sports Radio. It's all tied up at 10 apiece. Here to start the second half, Jamison taking off for NIU, and that's going to be a gain of 5 off that option. 2nd and 5 now. Under center is Jamison, as he's going to hand off. No takeoff on the option. Quick flip to Justin Haynes, and he's going to find yardage. Nice stiff arm, as that's a 14-yard gain for Haynes. A new set of downs now for the Huskies. As 1st and 10, the Huskies under center here. Hand off. They're going to take off on the option again. It's Gates, and that's going to be a 7-yard gain off that pitch from Jamison. Fun fact, that is Gates' first run of the day. 2nd and 3 now. Gates the man in motion. They'll go option again. Jamison with room, and he's got enough for the first. Gain of 7. This NIU offense has to be tiring out the front 4 here for Sanford, as a jump, I believe, by the NIU offensive line. That's going to move them back 5 yards. First and 15 now following that false start on NIU. Haynes the man in motion as Jamison taking off on the option. He's dragged down. Otis Griffin, the man who got a hold of him. And that's going to be a gain of around 7. 2nd and 8. Jamison under center. Haynes the man in motion, and it's play action. Jamison looking to throw as the pressure came in. He avoided the would-be sack as that goes out of bounds and incomplete. 3rd and 8 now. Jamison looks to throw again over the middle to Parchment. He's got the first down and more, as it's a 12-yard gain. NIU has been driving down the field with ease pretty much here today, as Jamison tries to take off on first down, but brought down once again. James Bryant, the man who's pretty much had his number all day long. 2nd and 11. Jamison dropping back again. He's looking to throw. Moving around the pocket. Can't find anybody. Avoids one would-be tackler. And finally is brought down by Otis Griffin. That will be a gain of 1 for Martin Jamison. 3rd and 9 here. As Jamison to throw. Well covered downfield to the end zone. It's a touchdown for Spencer Tears. I can't nearly say it, as Pat Riley was all over him. I'm not sure how Tears got that touchdown, but NIU is up once again, 17-10, as Sanford looks to rebuttal here. A 5-yard gain by Claude Fleming off the draw. 2nd and 5, Patrick under center in the offset eye. They'll hand off to Fleming, but he is stopped quickly, as that was one of the quickest stops we've seen all day. Kyle Pugh came right through. 3rd and 5, in the shotgun is Patrick. He'll take the snap. They're setting up another screen. And once again, Fleming goes backwards more so than he does forwards. It's a loss of 4. He is averaging negative 3.7 yards per catch on his receptions. It's just not going well in the screen game today. They're going to have to boot this one away. 17-10, and NIU's got a chance to kill some clock now. Jamison on the run here, and that's going to be a gain of around 6 as he's brought down. Just under 3 minutes left here in the 3rd quarter, and it's 2nd and 4. Jamison hands off to Gates. He's dragged down. That's Dylan Trevor, the man who got a hold on the hometown boy out of Sanford, Maine. 3rd and 4. As Jamison takes the snap, he's going to run. He's tripped up, though. Big Joe got a little bit in the way as Jamison tried to take off. It's 1st and 10 now for Sanford after the Northern Illinois punt, and Patrick going to take off after that play action. And that's going to be a 6-yard gain. He dove head first, not the smartest idea, but keeps a hold of the football. 2nd and 4. Handoff goes to Fleming up the gut. It's a 1st down and more. 11-yard gain. That's exactly what this offense needed, is a run like that from Fleming. 1st and 10 in the single back. Patrick going to drop back. He connects with Josh Williams over the middle. It's an 11-yard gain, and that is good for the 1st down. About 30 seconds remains here in the 3rd as Fleming gets the handoff, and he'll find 6 yards. This offense starting to click here. They're starting to find the offense finally, as this will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Fleming with the 1st down run, and that's going to be enough to get them to the end of the 3rd quarter and make this maybe a ball game coming up. They are driving as it's 17-10 to end the 3rd. Northern Illinois on top. Final quarter of play coming up after this. Stick here to Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back, everyone, to the Sanford Sports Radio. I'm Jonathan West. 17-10 NIU on top here in the MAC Championship, as Sanford with a gain of 7 here. Claude Fleming on the run, as this offense is starting to click here in this latest drive, and if they can score off this drive, it's going to be huge momentum for them. 2nd and 3 out of the full house. The slant connects with Josh Williams. It's a 14-yard connection, as Williams has shown he is the top target today. They're in the Wildcat with Tyrese Baker in, and Baker looks to throw off play action, falls incomplete. The intended target was Deron Costello, and he was open. 2nd and 10 now in the offset eye. Patrick going to pitch it out to Fleming. He's got room, and that's going to be in the end zone. Touchdown, Sanford, as they have now tied, well, possibly, this ball game up once again. We've got another update for you, folks, from the Pac-12 title game. 38-34, it's a tight one now, as Oregon has barely a lead over UCLA, as the 4th quarter has just really gotten underway. Back here in Ford Field, as NIU taking back over on offense. Jamison taking off on the option. He is not going anywhere. James Bryant is the man that brought him down, and he has had Jamison's number all day long. Bryant's the guy who's going to eyeball Jamison, and he's going to have a chance to bring him down constantly. As play action here for Jamison. He finds a way to get free of the pocket, and it's a 10-yard run for Jamison. One of the most ridiculous plays we've seen today by him, as that's a new set of downs now for NIU, and they'll go to Lee Smith, the fullback. He's past the 50 and up to around the 45-yard line off a 21-yard carry. His first of the day, and it was really just a great block there that really got him going. 1st and 10. Jamison going to take off on the option, and he is corralled. Deshaun Hollis going to get credited for that tackle. 2nd and 11. Jamison under center. Man in motions is Gates as Jamison finds room, but he's tripped up Dustin Jordan on that tackle. It looks like Jamison's down. This could be a huge loss for NIU now. They're now without their leader. Brooks steps in at quarterback, and immediately he is down. Sacked by Scott Boyd, the redshirt freshman. Goes right to Brooks and just bumps right into the man, and they both fall to the turf. Nonetheless, it's going to count as a sack. So either way, a great play by Boyd to bring him down. As just under 5 minutes left in this ball game, Sanford's got the football back, and Claude Fleming going to take off here. That's a 10-yard run, as this team has now reached 100 yards total as a team rushing. 1st and 10 for Sanford in the shotgun. Patrick looks to throw, and right as the pressure got there, he connects with Williams to the 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Sanford! The Coyotes score off a 70-yard connection to Williams. That's exactly what you want to see out of the freshman. As long as he keeps his nose clean and out of trouble off the field, this man is an NFL caliber talent. Plays like that are why they love that they were able to get him here to Sanford. And if he stays clean off the field, think of the plays they can make. As the offense still out here for the 2-point conversion, and they make it. I'm surprised they went for it as Fleming gets in. Well, now though it means that NIU needs the 2-point conversion to tie. So we do have another update from the Big Ten Championship. 49-30, Ohio State defeats Wisconsin. As we'll take you back here to Ford Field as a pitch to Chris Gates goes absolutely nowhere. Once again, it's James Bryant all over the field. 2nd and 10. Jamison is back in as that one is just thrown away. 3rd and 10 coming up here for NIU, and they're in desperate need of a first down. The defense chants are loud here in Ford Field as Jamison tried to take off, couldn't find room. Big Joe Irvin. That is sack number 12 if you want to keep count of how many he has had total overall this season. Sack number 12 this season for Big Joe as the offense takes back over. And Claude Fleming, I've got a feeling, is going to see a lot of work here. A gain of 4 on that first down carry. 2nd and 6, Patrick under center. They'll go back to Fleming as he's got room around that left side. It's going to be a big gain of 14 down to the 31-yard line. Fleming is 5 yards away from the century mark today. As out of the single back, they go back to Claude, and that's going to be only a gain of 1. First time out taken by NIU today. 2nd and 9. Patrick goes back to Fleming. He's bottled up quickly, though. It'll be another gain of 1 for Fleming. Seth Williams, the man that brought him down. NIU's down to their last time out. 3rd and 8. It's a handoff to Fleming. He's trying to get the first. He gains 7. It'll put him over the century mark, but they will take the Jackson Stone field goal. That makes an 11-point ball game as we take you to another update. UCLA has made the comeback. They defeat Oregon 43-38 to win the Pac-12 title. So a big win there for the Bruins. As well as we got another update, Florida State and Georgia Tech has come to a close. 21-16, Georgia Tech wins, which means Georgia Tech will face Ohio State in the national title game. As we bring you back here to Ford Field for Sanford and NIU, Jamison over the middle connects with Ferguson. They're down by 2 scores though now, so they need some big plays as Daniel Ferguson gets his first catch of the day. First and 10, the no huddle begins. Jamison connects with Lee Smith. He bounces off a defender. That was Pat Riley that couldn't bring him down, and that's going to be a big gain down to around the 35. First and 10, but a jump here by the offensive line for Northern Illinois. That's going to move them back 5 yards, and now they're shooting themselves in the foot, and I'm not going to complain about that. First and 15 in that normally a run set for them. They're going to throw, though, as Parchment makes the catch against Dustin Jordan. That is a 24-yard reception. The no-huddle continues as a quick throw here goes out of bounds, intended for Parchment in the end zone, but way over his head. Second and 10 now as Jamison drops back. Looking to throw. He can't connect with his intended target. Flash Gibson on the deflection. Third and 10. Jamison dropping back. He'll look to throw over the middle. Nearly intercepted. Sam Moore had a hand on it, but couldn't bring it in. Fourth and 10. This is the ball game for Northern Illinois. They've got no timeouts as Jamison goes down. Game over. As that was Gabriel Connor who picks up the sack to end this ball game. Your MAC champions are the Sanford College Coyotes. That may be their only MAC title, as they have now defeated Northern Illinois and gotten some vengeance for the last time these two teams face in the MAC title game. And this is the second time now that really the Coyotes have been victorious in Ford Field. They have finally cracked that curse and have won not once but twice in this building. It's a huge victory not only for Coach Wolf and the rest of the staff, but for these kids as well. They finally have claimed the MAC title for the first time. And this is huge because now they may be a lot higher up than just number 10 going in to their bowl game. From what we've been hearing, it looks like they will be getting a BCS bowl berth this year. So it's going to be a fun one. After the day that Josh Williams had 5 receptions for 125 and the touchdown, he's going to be a big guy to watch, I'm sure, during the bowl game. So keep an eye on number 10 when we get to that one. But once again, your final here from the MAC Championship in Ford Field, 28-17. Sanford College are finally your MAC champions as they defeat their MAC rival, the Northern Illinois Huskies, one more time this season. So the next time, folks, that we talk to you here on the Sanford Sports Radio, it'll be in the Howler, bringing up everything you need to know for Bowl Week and a lot of the off-season stuff that takes place right beforehand. I'm talking All-Americans and, of course, award winners. So we'll see you then. Once again, your final here from Ford Field, 28-17. Sanford are your MAC champions.